question I had for you, Niki, was when did you first meet Dad and what were the circumstances?
I think I met him in London when I came over from Austria in my road car, starting in Formula 3. And he told me, we have to go out in London. And there was a bar called Pit Stop. And he took me to the pit stop place, which were only crazy people like we were, so-called racing idiots. And in the pit stop we had a couple of beers, and this is the first time I met him. Formula 3 or Formula 2, we raced together. So we were in Sweden, in Austria, where he came with his mechanic in a red van. On the trailer, the Formula 3 car, and James stayed in his van with his mechanic in the car. And the problem was that they locked the circuit. And James in the evening wanted to go out of the van and the circuit, and he broke the lock. And we went out, which is normal, and then came back. And the next morning they came with police because somebody saw that he broke the lock, and they wanted to arrest James. And I, thank God, got in the middle of it, and I said, guys, are you nuts? He's racing against me, so don't lock him up, otherwise he cannot race. So I fixed this problem for him, and then we raced each other.
They should have had that in the movie, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven one of Dad's cars?
No, I've never.
Would you like to?
No, honestly, these old cars, I've just driven the McLaren in Austria, the 84 car, which was an excitement to a certain extent, but you cannot compare them with today's cars, really.
Any highlights of your relationship with Dad?
The worst highlight I had with him was in '76, when he really got his act together with the car and his performance, because he was an outstanding quick guy, but very often his car did not perform as well as he would like to have. But in the '76 season, I dominated with the Ferrari at the beginning easy, and he really had no chance because the McLaren was not good enough. And then the second half of the season, when I came back out of my crash to Monza, his McLaren was flying. And
in Monza, he was at the back of the grid, no?
Yeah, but then the races afterwards, he won and he was really going. So he was, as a driver, the best at the time, no question about it. And when the car was right, he was very difficult to beat. And in the end, this was the reason he got world champion in the end.
There was one point in '76, I've read in books and I've heard stories that thanks to the media, you guys were pretty angry with each other for 24 hours. So they misquoted you or something?
No, there was, it's more competitive it got, especially after my accident. I was busy to sort myself out and then get going again over the accident and so on. So, and when he got stronger and stronger, it's the same as today. You don't want to see the guy really on having a beer because he's your biggest opposition, and as harder it gets, as more competitive he gets, as less you're interested to line up with him. So we had a normal, let's say, relationship where two guys fighting in the end for the championship. But our personal relationship under this competition law we had was always nice and normal, I would say.
Yeah.
We didn't talk much to each other because everybody was busy for himself to beat the other guy.
Dad said he was happiest going into a corner with you next to him because he knows you
absolutely right.
Never make a mistake, and you can always trust him not to drive into you.
Absolutely right. Yeah. No, he was very protectable. He was never a nasty driver. He was very good, correct, but quick.
Yeah.
This was the problem.
Amazing being able to talk to you, Niki. It's been many years reading about your relationship with Dad, and we've been wanting to sit down and pick your brains and ask you questions and hear about it.
We did once in Abu Dhabi, I remember.
We did, but unfortunately I wasn't very conscious then, was I?
You came late, yes, you're right.
Yeah, I was late.
Like that.
It's a real honour and a real pleasure to be able to chat with you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.